Hey everybody, this is the Aggressively Medium podcast with Lee and Josh.
108.
108.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how was your last 2 weeks?
Stupid.
This week.
Bad.
We didn't have one last week.
No, for good reason.
Yeah.
Yep. I got COVID
Dog
for the
died,
ninth
right?
time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So, yeah,
COVID.
That was the ninth time I've gotten COVID.
Second. Okay. I was about to ask you,
As far as I know, second.
as far as you know, the tested and confirmed second. Yeah.
I never went to the doctor the first time. When I was like,
On your deathbed?
yeah.
I thought,
There was no point for me to go to the
did
doctor.
anybody?
Yeah, everybody else did.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All of them had it, and then, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much
I had
confirmed.
it.
Okay, yeah.
And it was back when it was real. And
Yeah.
it was...
And deadly. Yeah. That's what. So you've had it. We've got another friend that has it currently, and then I think I had it like a month ago.
Yeah, you did.
And so it feels like there's like this resurge of it, or at least maybe it's just in the people that we know. There's a resurgence.
Yeah. Well, people are going back outside. It's getting warm again.
Yeah,
Nobody's
but it's not bad.
No, it's a.
I mean, it sucks.
It's a cold bug.
Yeah. Whatever I had, I know was worse than a cold.
Yeah,
But
not the flu.
yeah, not like the first time.
No, God, no.
Yeah.
No.
So it's
It wasn't
weird,
fun.
though. No, but it's weird. There's nobody's talking about it. Like there's not this like big news push like there was before.
Well, for like 6 days, we were worried about monkeypox. Mm-hmm. You can't worry about COVID and monkeypox.
That's true. I don't even know nothing about monkeypox.
I don't hope. Okay. Either edit that out or I apologize. I don't hope.
Uh-huh.
Now, this is a little Alex Jonesy.
You've been going down that way recently.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to you,
It's where the intelligent
it's
people
like
are.
you're going further and further.
Well, I mean, you look at the government and just think,
Anyways, say what you was going to say before.
so monkeypox is like nasty bliss. Okay, this is Alex Jonesy.
Okay.
Monkeypox is a reaction to the
Vaccine. Yeah.
only time will tell.
Yeah. Only time will tell. And then you almost died again this week.
Yep, because I was recovering from COVID,
Yeah.
had trashy lungs, decided to get out in the hottest part of the day on the hottest day and cut my grass.
Yeah. Real smart.
And I hadn't eaten that day.
Hydrated yourself really well
Nope.
before that too.
No,
didn't
it was lunchtime. Didn't eat breakfast. Hadn't had anything. I think I drank a Mountain Dew. Cut the grass.
I mean, it's pretty much like a Gatorade at this point
Yeah.
for your body.
Yeah, cut the grass. Didn't even finish cutting grass, and just I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
My lungs hurt.
Well, when you're recovering from something like that, it's not a smart thing to
Right,
ever.
yeah.
I went back and did jiu-jitsu like the week after, and I was trash.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do anything barely. Like I could survive, but
Yeah.
like as far as like putting forth effort,
Yeah.
it was not.
So I had a bunch of chest pain, and then I ended up getting like heat exhaustion
Yeah.
and throwing up. Couldn't keep anything down.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and then I was sore. And my chest, it was bad.
Did you ever finish cutting the grass?
No. I cut the front and side yard
There you
and
go.
weeded and everything. They look good.
The backyard don't really matter anyway. Yeah.
No, I'm not worried about it. But yeah, I'm probably running like 80% right now.
Yeah. That's dude.
Getting back, yeah.
Yeah. It happened to me too. And I still anytime that I get sick, I have mucus build up for like a month afterwards.
Oh yeah.
It lasts forever. There was a period in time where I was like sick all the time whenever I was in I think I was outside of I think it was when I was working for a church because I was very poor. So I didn't have access to any good food. Wasn't taking care of myself because I was working all the time. But like if I was constantly either having a cold or sinus issues or was dealing with drainage. Like I had for like 3 years, I was just drained just all the time.
Yeah.
I felt so bad. Gosh,
awful.
it was awful. Yeah. Speaking of feeling awful, we were talking about this right before we started the podcast about you said you're having to sleep. You got 3 pillows now that you
Now
sleep
I
with.
do. Yeah. It's embarrassing.
Where are all 3 of them going?
So I sleep
Any of them on your head?
under my head.
Oh, okay.
Not over the top, though.
Yeah.
My mom used to sleep like that.
Yeah.
She'd ice cream sandwich her head between 2 pillows.
I was about to say,
because my
Anna-
dad snored like a freight train.
I think Anna's tried to put a pillow over your head before.
she'd have to.
I know Meg has.
Yeah, she'd have to put her work in. Because I'd wake up like a bull. If you're trying to smother me to death, you better be real good at smothering me. Because I'm gonna come out of that sleep wide open.
So,
But yeah, so I sleep on my back now. But it's kind of like a cocked up back, and then I put a pillow on my back.
Gotcha.
So then I can lay back, and I'm almost flat on my back.
But you're a little sideways.
I'm a little sideways.
Yeah.
And then right leg is laid down sideways long.
Mm-hmm.
My left leg is
Touching me.
yeah, is flat.
Still touching me.
Is flat. And then I have a pillow on my head. But that third pillow goes under my left knee that's flat on the bed.
On my leg?
Because if I just put it up there now. But because if I lay flat with my leg just fully extended, I'll wake up and feel like I got hit with a baseball bat in the knee. So I have to leave it kind of bent and not have pressure on it.
Welcome to 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there that is.
Yeah. I literally cannot fall asleep on my back. I can't do it. Like, I've tried because there's been 1 or 2 times a year where I accidentally fall asleep on my back. Like, I'm just so tired. And I always wake up the next morning feeling good. Like, my neck doesn't hurt as much.
Yeah.
But
We're supposed to sleep on our back.
yeah, but I
think.
can't. Like, I'm a side sleeper.
Yeah.
And if
Well, maybe give that little half roll.
that's what when you
It's
said
not a bad.
when you said that, I was like, maybe I need to try that.
And especially if you tuck it and then roll back.
Yeah. So, pillow talk between me and you.
Is a new segment. We're starting.
Pillow talk. All we do is talk about pillows.
Just pillows. Yeah.
So I have one under my head, and then I sleep on my side, and I usually have to prop that pillow up just a little bit to like make it. I guess it's harder.
Yeah.
Or
It's dense.
I put my fist or my hand, and then it makes it more dense.
Yeah.
And then I have one between my legs. If I don't have a pillow between my legs, that's like, because my knees are just
Leveling you out.
just pop. Yeah, well, when they touch, it's just like it hurts. You know, bone on bone.
Yeah.
Can't be having that all night. And so I almost can't sleep without a pillow between my legs now.
Yeah.
Or there's been a couple of times where I was like at the station and I forgot a pillow. Like I work overtime shift and I forget a pillow, and I put the comforter just like as a buffer.
Yeah.
So that my raw knees aren't touching me. I'm not raw dogging my knees.
I'm gonna get you some sleeping knee pads.
Shoot. I saw a sleep pillow the other day that was for your knees, and I was this close.
Have you seen the square one? The square pillow?
Yeah, I've got all of them. Mine are square.
No, not a rectangle. It's a cube.
Oh yeah, I have seen those.
And it's the size of your head.
Yeah, it seems very uncomfortable.
You sleep on your side. It's for side sleepers.
I know, but it seems super.
no.
Like it's probably
It's
5 inches.
I couldn't
6
imagine.
inches.
It would be for
And
like
then you put it right here
and it
on your neck.
It gets your shoulder up.
Yeah.
And then levels everything out. But that I move too much. I'd come off of that thing.
They used to have the beds with slits in them that you could bury your arm down in a slit. Like
I got you.
Sandwiched.
Oh, I got you. That sounds. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
But also imagine like waking up and forgetting
Your
what was
arms
going
down
on.
in
It's like, whoa, ah,
Like Freddy Krueger.
someone's got it.
Nightmare on Elm
I'm
Street.
sinking into the bed.
Sucking you through the bed.
Yeah.
Me sleeping on my back's new.
Man, this segment is going way
pillow
longer.
talk, man.
Hey,
I will say I was a stomach sleeper, and then I was a side sleeper, and now I'm a back sleeper.
yeah.
I'll
always
probably
been a side
work my
sleeper.
way to where I'm on my side the other direction, and then
Yeah.
I'll be on my stomach the other direction.
I'm on my side either way.
Yeah.
I'll wake up in the middle of the night and swap sides.
Well, let me know how the roll
Yeah, I'm gonna have
wedge
to
go.
try that. Lee keeps hitting his elbow on a dresser that's right behind him.
That's hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, just
it's
don't touch the black stuff.
Man. Well. right.
So now that we talked about pillows for 10 minutes, so we had Alabama had the governor's race 2 weeks ago. We elected a new governor, or the same governor's in office. Meemaw's still there. It was between Meemaw and Tim James. This was like 2 weeks ago, dude. Everybody voted.
I didn't.
Well, you didn't because you were.
I didn't know
one of the
anything
ways
about
that you found somehow to almost kill yourself this week.
True. Yeah, I was a little busy.
I think it was last week. Was it the last week or the week before? Anyways,
I had COVID. I couldn't vote.
it was between Tim James and
I don't know who Tim
Kay
James
Ivey.
is.
Well, so you don't know who Tim James is, but you do know who Tim James is.
Oh.
So it's been enough time in between the last time that Tim James ran and right now that I think a lot of people have forgotten about Tim James. Do you remember the commercials for Alabama governor that were like, this is Alabama. Why do we give the driver's license test in 14 languages?
That wasn't that long ago. I
It was
remember that.
like
guy.
2009, I think. I think it was.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
I must have seen that video more
yeah,
recent.
yeah. But he was like, if you live here,
I know,
learn
I
English.
remember, yeah.
That was Tim James.
Did he almost win?
No, it wasn't even close.
Good for
But
Kay.
it's like, how do you?
So he was a Democrat?
No.
See,
was
I
a-
think we voted for, it was the primary for
Primary
governor.
runoff or whatever.
No, it was to pick who the
I
Republican.
don't know how our system works.
I don't think we didn't vote for governor 2 weeks
I
ago.
think we did.
No, we didn't.
I think we did.
There's no chance.
You're giggling it.
I have to.
Give it a giggle. I don't know.
Alabama governor race. November 8th, 2022.
Oh, so this was to figure out which one
If
of
it
them
was
is going
going
to
to
be
be
on
Tim or Kay.
which it would have been. This would technically would have been for governor because we're not going to elect a Democratic governor.
Hopefully.
More than likely.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, I'm glad that thing. I couldn't believe I missed the governor race.
Yeah. Well, but just like imagine, like
The primary for
yeah,
Republican.
dude, and they were. I didn't see any Kay Ivey crapping on Tim James,
She
but
ain't got the
Tim
energy to
James
be-
was going ham.
That's all he's got.
He was like, she's given to this person and this person's connected to China. And then she's giving this person, they're connected to terrorists. It's like,
I'm connected to China.
I mean, everything I buy is from China.
My wife works for a company that makes the products in China.
Everybody does.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Your grilled cheeses in some way are probably from China.
I'm sure.
That ain't no way that cheese is American. It might say American.
Might not be Chinese. I don't know where
It's
cheese
Chinese chicken.
is. It
Chicken.
cheese?
Chinese chicken cheese. Chinese grilled cheeses. But yeah, like, how was that not brought up at all during the campaign? Though, it's like, because there's no way. Also, I get it was 2009 or whenever it was.
Yeah.
But there is no way that you and your marketing team were like, you know what? Let's be extremely racist, and we can probably pull this thing off.
Yeah.
Like, you just did away with probably 30 to 40% of the votes
Yeah.
immediately because they were like, well,
And, like, if you're a Republican, who's better than Kay at the moment?
well,
Like, in Alabama.
Bentley.
Well, but I just mean, like, what do we beat? What?
Well, so back when Walt was, I would have voted for Walt. I think Walt's done a good. We tend to disagree on that, but speaking of political people, we were talking before this, and I don't remember. Oh, it was we were watching a Bill Maher video. And it seems like he's starting to like
He's sick of it.
he's going like center to right. Like he's more center now than he was Democrat. and he's venturing over into maybe right-leaning territory. But I was saying I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised by this, because whenever I was growing up, I remember so many celebrities were Republican. Mm-hmm. And then it started slowly. The biggest one that I remember was the Dixie Chicks, when they came out and they were like, George Bush is an idiot, and they had all that. And then country music was like,
see ya.
Yeah, bye. Which now, like, most of country music is Democrats. But now it feels like maybe it's starting to swing back the other way, and it's just like this pendulum that keeps going left and right. I feel like there'll be a movement more towards the right, but then in 12, 15 years,
I'll take back that decade, to the left again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird.
Well, we've said it 100 times. You know why? It's because good times make soft men make bad times make strong men make good times.
Yeah,
it's a circle.
Yeah. Speaking of strong men.
Texas ain't got none.
Apparently. Well, there are some.
Yeah.
They just might not have been on shift that day.
Yeah, they were.
So I've done a pretty extensive TikTok reading on the Uvalde shooting.
I asked Carolina what she thought, so we're probably on the same page. Yeah, we've got the same amount of content.
Well, so this is a national news reporter that a bunch of the stuff that I've seen is from this national news reporter that was immediately after the shooting was down there, and has been down there ever since and has been reporting on this stuff. But she also has a TikTok where she kind of goes through everything that we learned today, or everything that we know today. There was a lot of misinformation that came out at first. Like, there was a picture of the guy in a dress and all that stuff. Turns out it wasn't him. It was somebody else's. Like, they were on Reddit and they were like, hey, that's me, and I wasn't there that day. Well,
that's what started all that Sandy Hook crap. You remember that? A long time ago, the Sandy Hook Elementary School?
Yeah.
There was a bunch of, like...
misinformation. Yeah.
And then that led a lot of people to, like... Alex Jones was one of them. Like, this is fake.
Yeah.
Which you could say the same thing about a moon landing, and that, like...
Yeah, it's just there's...
It happened. That's not what I'm saying, and that's not what I was trying to say.
No, I agree. Yeah.
But...
Yeah. But so the timeline is kind of interesting for this whole Uvalde shooting.
Go for it. I'm intrigued.
So this guy had been messaging young girls.
The shooter.
On Instagram and other social media platforms.
And he was an 18-year-old Hispanic kid?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he was Hispanic. There was some stuff that was coming out that he was maybe illegal, but I haven't
I don't know about that, but he was Hispanic.
Yeah.
He was, yeah.
Well, there was some stuff that was some information saying he was an illegal, but I haven't delved deep into that to find that out yet.
Yeah.
But he was messaging these girls on social media platforms saying, like, these grotesque things, and then saying, like, I'm going to shoot your school up, and then I'm going to do things to dead bodies and all that. People, anyways, he apparently messaged a girl and he was like tagging girls in his Instagram posts that he had never met too. When, like, I think he bought the gun or something. He was tagging people and they were like, why am I being tagged in this? But he had messaged a girl and essentially said, like, I just killed my grandmother and now I'm going to shoot some more people up. I don't know that his intention was to go to that school particularly and shoot that school up because of the way that it unfolded, because his car crashed outside the school. Mm-hmm. And then from what I've seen, he engaged with some officers outside the school.
I read that didn't happen.
So it might not have.
I don't know.
It might not have. This is just from
one of the few things I do remember from it is that the reports that he was in a firefight with officers outside the school never happened.
That never happened.
He walked into the school.
Okay. Well, and he walked into the school because
a cracked door.
Yeah. Well, it was a teacher went to their car to go get a cell phone, propped the door open, and then when they came back through the door, they never unpropped the door.
It's what we said a couple of weeks ago. It's okay. Whatever. It's the fat, lazy teacher that doesn't want to go to the front entrance to the staff parking lot around the side.
Can you blame them?
I get it.
Yeah, but you need to unprop the door. Yeah, because that person. Well, now you've got to live with the fact that you corroborated almost.
And if an angry enough parent goes after you for negligence,
yeah, absolutely. And so then he enters the school and starts going through the school, which was an active shooter at the time. That's an active shooter environment. 19 police officers go on scene. Commander gets there. Commander says or thinks that it's now a barricaded suspect instead of an active shooter. If it's a barricaded suspect, there's a whole different protocol that they follow. But while they're there and there's a little kids calling 911,
you can hear
the gunshots, and there's no way you can't hear the gunshots from outside the school.
They heard them on video. Parents had it on video.
Yeah, so he's actively shooting.
Getting detained on the sidewalk.
That's an active shooter. Like, that's not a... And
right.
So the Department of Justice for Texas has, like, said, hey, this was botched. They screwed this up. The police department has said, we've screwed this up. Like...
All right, so where's the repercussions?
But, like, what do you... Yeah, I mean, that commander...
You lose your job.
And they have active shooter training, and so this is another thing that I heard, and I haven't confirmed or denied that or figured it out or not, but that there were police officers that entered the building and were in the hallway almost the entire time. Yeah, from the start of it, which from the first of it sounded like they were outside and they were just waiting. They weren't doing anything. Also, the Border Patrol team that came on scene, they were on scene for 33 minutes before they got deployed into the building, which seems like a lot of time. Yeah. But I guess if you think he's barricaded, you feel like you have a lot of time. But if he's in there actively shooting, then you don't have time. Like, you immediately have to enter the building and do some cowboy, You got to get in there and do your job.
Like the dad did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did we talk about this on the podcast?
No,
already?
We haven't.
Okay.
No. The
dad that was getting his hair cut?
Yeah.
Took his barber shotgun in there?
Yeah. He was one of the Border Patrol agents that when
he was off duty.
He shot the guy.
Yeah. No, this is not who I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, you are. It's the same guy.
He went and got his daughter and left and got kids out of a different wing.
Yeah, but within that time frame, he... After that, when because he was a Border Patrol agent,
so he clocked in.
Up. Yeah, he stacked in and went on in. Which, I mean, I wouldn't blame him for doing that. Like, that's his duty. That's his job. Yeah, he signed up for it.
Which just goes. There's a lot of people that are cops that shouldn't be cops.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and so if you look at a lot of these, the school resource officers that I've seen is like. This is like a retirement gig. Yeah. And so it's like, do you
might
trust
as well be
that
a
guy?
greeter at Walmart.
Yeah. Do you trust that guy? Yeah. Yeah. As the shooter's coming in, he should say, like, hey, how are you doing? And
is
then
that
get
a
out
rifle?
of there. Yeah. But also, have you tried to get into a school? It's pretty hard to get into a school. Because when I have to, go drop stuff off for Jason, they have a camera there. They have a buzzer. I mean, things are pretty locked down.
But if you're walking into
you negate that by propping the door open, then all that security that you had just went out the window. Yeah. I don't know. And it's troubling that it feels like this is what's happening in the country a lot more. And I hate it. And there's still parts of it that there's another thing that was saying that so there's all these gas facilities and crude oil facilities and stuff, and it'll just be out in the middle of a field somewhere, and they leave these trailers out there that and this is haven't confirmed this is not news, but they leave these trailers out there, and since they're not using them, they just kind of go to the wayside. Well, there's a lot of like drug traffickers and human traffickers that come through and use these trailers
As cover.
that are in the middle of, and they said that there's kind of been like a crackdown recently on that stuff, and some people have been saying like, you know, if you wonder where the money came from for this, it could have been from these drug traffickers, like that they're targeting these officers and border patrol agents around this area because they're messing with the which from everything that I know,
the cartels are doing it. You mean?
Yeah. From everything that I know about the cartels, though, is they pretty much know like we don't kill cops
Or children.
Well, they don't have a problem with that, but we don't kill
true.
Cops
because that's a hassle.
Well,
because they'll come after us.
Exactly.
They'll get the feds involved. Yeah.
You kill.
You start killing cops, you're on a different list.
You kill a Mormon family that's on vacation in their SUV. Nobody's gonna come after you.
That's real specific, and I don't know what you're talking about.
2-3 years ago, there was like a big Mormon family that was in Mexico, and they like got gunned down driving down the road.
That's their own fault.
But you kill a cop,
right?
The whole
you got now, yeah.
So I don't know. I think that it's from looking at it from a similar standpoint. Like if there was a house on fire, we're not going to be like, man, it's too hot in there.
Yeah,
I'm not. We're going to stand outside, and we'll handle it in like 30 minutes.
I just wonder why none of those cops, when their commander was like, "Okay, stay out here," they're like, "But do you hear? We gotta."
Part of me is almost positive that happened at some point, but like, I mean, not to say like that.
If y'all got to an active fire with people spilling out of an apartment building and your boss said stop, y'all just leaving the hoses off?
Because that'd be insubordination. No, I mean, like, if there... So, I mean, if it comes to that, I would assume that
there's some reason you're not doing anything.
So here's the battalion chief's on scene. He says, everybody stop. Like, he sees something that we don't.
There's carbon monoxide
guy below that, captain or a lieutenant, who has more time in the department, has more rank is almost at that level. He's just, either hasn't pursued it or whatever. There have been situations where those officers have been like, well, we're going to do this. Or like, they're really like, they butt heads. They go to the battalion chief and will say, hey, we need to do this. And they'll, could talk through tactics or whatever, but
or show the other guy the thing he's missing, and you're like, let's do this.
Exactly. So, but we're talking about the difference in department because this was like botched from the start,
right?
Versus like a department that
one guy botching it. The whole shebang was botched.
Yeah. But I mean, if there's a commander saying don't do something, it's going to be really hard for you because it's been beat into your head for 25 years, chain of command.
Yeah.
This guy is up here doing this for a reason. So, I mean,
But if you're the one making those decisions, your head can roll afterwards.
Yeah.
If you're the one, if you decide we're going to stand out here in the sidewalk.
I'm sure it has. I'm sure there's going to be some repercussions.
I bet this guy gets fired.
If I would be surprised if he didn't.
Yeah.
How
many kids died?
I think it was 19 and like 2 or 3 teachers.
Do they have any idea, like, was that like 19 at the start and then he sat in a room empty, or he was killing people up until he got shot?
I know as he was about to make entry into the building, he was firing rounds into the building through windows and stuff. So I don't know if some kids got hit. Yeah. There were more kids that were wounded than that.
But he didn't like barricade a classroom and kill the 19 kids in the classroom.
It was a bunch of them that were in that classroom. There were 2 classrooms that he kept going between. It was like 102 and 103 or something like that. And I haven't confirmed or denied this, but there was a kid that was inside the school that said when the police made entry, they said, like, call out if you need help. Like, we're here to help. And then the kids said help, and then the shooter came back into the room and killed that kid and then went back out, which they teach you in active shooter drills at school. Don't. If somebody says, I'm here to help, call out if you need help. Don't. Because that could be the shooter again.
Or it gives your position away.
Yeah, it gives your position away.
If you're hidden under a chair.
Yeah. And the kids that were in the classrooms that like laid down next to like a
dead body
and then covered themselves with blood and stuff like that, like that's insane. That's insane that those kids ever have to go through that. Which, like,
is it though?
So it's there needs to be stricter gun laws here.
I don't know what that means.
In the U.S., there needs to be stricter gun laws as far as like how hard it is to get it. Like an 18-year-old somehow got 2 ARs and I think a pistol or two as well, and then thousands of rounds of ammunition, which from all accounts would seem like it happened relatively fast. And that, to me, should throw up some sort of red flag that all this is happening. It should have, whether or not it was on the gun seller or whatever. But I think there should be more like in it, whether that's like gun safety classes that you have to take before you get a gun, before you. I think there should be. This stuff is happening too much. I'm not saying take all the guns away because I don't want that. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But there should be some way to stop some of this before it gets to that point. Like if this guy's on an FBI watch list from telling people on Instagram,
he's on a list.
I don't know if he was on a list, but I'm fairly sure that the information about him saying I'm going to shoot up a school, somebody knew about it. Then it should, he should have been on a list that's like, you can't buy guns for 10 years.
But think about it. Everybody that does one of these mass shootings is on an FBI list. Every one of them.
So that goes back to, if you're on an FBI list, you shouldn't be able to buy a gun. No. When they run your
I'm fine with
papers,
that.
It says, no, he's on an FBI watch list. It shouldn't just be like, all right, what's your name? Cool, you're in the system now. Because, I mean...
I think you ought to pass the test to vote.
Probably.
I'd be fine with some kind of general test. Not general test, it would be a firearm test. Like, you have to... Like, for firearms, not for voting.
Like,
sorry, we were talking about firearms.
You got to learn how to shoot a gun before you can vote for Tim James, dadgummit.
Whatever. But, no, I don't... Yeah,
and maybe even, I mean, I know this is real kind of out there, but maybe even a psych eval.
I was thinking that, but
that'd be super hard to control, and it's very like...
And then you get the right people in the government, and they fill those psych roles with super liberal anti-gun people. And
so depends on where you live. Alabama would never do that, Alabama's
if it's federal... Gun stuff is federal.
Yeah, but there would be people that would be put in place that, to me, it would be like these people who are local people, and they were somehow vetted or went through the process. Like it's
like
the whole,
every elected official we have already.
Exactly,
and there's no corruption.
I'm not saying there wouldn't be any corruption. I'm just saying
is.
I'm just saying like Kay Ivey, if like gun sales were down 50% and then people are starting to cause problems, I'm sure she would look into it.
Yeah.
So now on to lighter things.
That's good.
So I heard the best argument for "Are we living in a simulation?" that I've ever heard. So
is it the bird thing again?
Nah. So you're sitting in a car driving down the road, right?
Sure.
Sitting in your car. It's you. Look, skinny little console. Your wife's on the other side.
You're talking about how wide the car is?
Yeah.
It should be maybe wider than two people sitting beside each other.
So, you're sitting beside each other, two people. you use the same roads that every other vehicle uses. A bus uses that same road. School bus, 2 people on a seat. Section, 2 people on a seat. Plenty of room. How is that the same width?
The seats up front are wider than bus seats? Or they're comparable to bus seats? You don't think you could fit... But you don't think 2 Jetsons would sit in the passenger seat of your car pretty comfortably?
But me and you could sit on a bus bench seat and not be like...
Depends on the bus.
Greyhound
When
bus.
was the last...
Greyhound bus has got seats like this. 2 seats next to each other like this.
I hear you.
Section in the middle. 2 more seats like this.
Huh?
And they're fitting the same road that our cars are fitting on.
We have way more room on the sides than a bus does.
Where?
On the road.
But do you have 2 more people plus more space in the middle?
I see what you're saying.
I'd
Those seats in a bus.
like to sit a car like directly in front of a bus so
They're
I can
the same.
see the width.
Well, they're not the same. A car's skinnier. Not by much. But driving the food truck, it's the same width as a car. Roughly. But it's a lot tighter driving. Because it's wider. You have more room in a big vehicle.
But like it's just I
understand.
It makes you think a little bit that like the same width on the road, you're getting 2 more people plus more space in the middle.
Think about your armrest on the door side. Your thick car door. A bus is like this.
It's a little bit thicker than that.
I mean, but
it's got to be
not-
able to withstand wind and.
Yeah, but you're not getting a big old cushiony.
Okay, so you got this on both sides. We'll say.
All right.
Okay. And then what else we got? What? Where's the rest of the room at?
It's being taken up by the outside of the bus. There's your extra room.
By the outside of the bus.
Yeah, the bus is wider than a car.
Yeah.
So there's your extra space.
But it can't be that much wide.
It is that much wide.
So we'll say that's
3 feet?
That's 2 more people worth.
Yeah. Easy.
I
We
don't believe
sit
it.
here. We just did this.
I don't believe it.
That's 2.
I don't believe it.
And I don't think you've been in a school bus recently. Them bad boys, it's like sitting on this. Me and you trying to sit our butts on this thing.
I've been on a bus
But more
pretty
recently,
recently.
I have,
Yeah.
yeah. It's fine.
Just Greyhounds too. Like you can't.
Yeah. It's
I'm
fine.
just saying.
No,
I'm just saying. Maybe we are in a simulation.
that'd be fun. You ready for this one?
I guess so.
So, we've jokingly talked about the housing market right now and how, like, that house that had a squatter in the basement got sold above the asking
yeah.
price and
Yeah,
stuff. I ran across this. The Conjuring haunted house that inspired the horror movie has been sold above asking price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like turning into an Airbnb or something, aren't they?
I don't know.
or a bed and breakfast.
I didn't even like reading it.
Yeah.
I don't even like having this on my phone.
Weirdly, I've come across the people who bought it on TikTok.
Ugh.
And
No, you
they're like,
didn't.
seriously, no, dead serious.
joke.
No, it's not.
There's some goofy people. All right.
No,
Show me.
I'll show you after the podcast because I'm not going to look through. I don't follow them, but I've come across them.
Okay.
And there's videos of them like having to move different stuff in the house, and like how like there's something like the Annabelle doll. They don't let it outside the thing for very long, like to like move it around and stuff. It's like a weird. They're still like I think they're a little skeptical on the demonic stuff.
They're not living in it.
Well,
the
they're
agent
renovating it.
The agent said you probably shouldn't live in the house, and they're taking the agent's advice. They bought it for £1 million, which I don't. That's British for pounds, I guess. Which is I don't
Be
know.
like 1.7
You don't
million.
know the
It's pretty close.
conversion rate of pounds to dollars. Josh does not know the conversion rate. He might have looked it up beforehand.
Beforehand, what?
Before the podcast.
1.25.
All right. Million.
So what did I say?
1.7.
No, so 1 pound equals 1.25 in American.
So it'd be 1.25 million.
Yeah.
Dollars.
What did I say?
1.7.
I was close.
Sure. Well over £1,000,000 So who knows what it might be 1.7. The new owner won't even have the chance to check out the ghosts, as she's agreed to follow the seller's advice, not the agent, the seller's advice, not living in the home for her own good. Countless paranormal occurrences have reported at the 1826 home. I wouldn't live in that's a 200-year-old house. If it had been lived in by angels for 200 years, I wouldn't live in a 200-year-old house. Many believing it's haunted by the spirit of Bathsheba. First off, don't name your kid Bathsheba. Bathsheba Sherman, who lived there back in the 19th century. You may recognize that name as it's the name as the antagonist in James Wan's 2013 horror film, which was inspired by the hauntings at this very house.
Yeah. So.
Would you stay in it?
Sure.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, why not?
You don't believe in supernatural stuff?
No, I just think that my God's bigger.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, like, do you not? You don't have that faith?
No, stop.
I'm just asking. Have you read your Bible lately?
Yes. Yes.
I probably wouldn't listen to Hillsong while I was in there.
Yeah.
They might come on out. They might be like, hey, we like this song. We know these guys.
Gosh. I don't think you could get me on the property.
So, I was not the Conjuring House. Well, maybe it was the Conjuring House. I think the house that I saw was the people that took the demons out of the house.
Oh, that family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The God, what was that? Do you remember the name of the people?
No, but it was Sunshine from Remember the Titans.
Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've listened to many a podcast about them.
They were pretty big Christians.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I watched the first, I think it was the first Conjuring, and at the end of it they had a quote from them that was essentially like, if you like, these are scary things, but you don't have to worry about them if you're in the light.
Right.
Which was that their way of saying,
yeah, under the hand of God.
Yeah. But that's the house I think that I've seen that got handed over, because they had the Annabelle doll and all that stuff there. Not the
But yeah, I definitely am not.
I'd stay there.
I'm not scared of it.
Sounds like it.
No.
Hey, look.
No. I don't think I'd get a good night's sleep there.
Oh, I wouldn't get a good night's sleep in my own house. So what am I expecting something different there?
But I
Hey, you might be like, hey, there ain't no kids here tonight. Nobody wake me up in the middle of the night. Maybe I could get a good.
I'm barely sleeping this week.
Get a couple of Z's.
I'm barely sleeping now.
I got a question for you.
All right.
How many oceans are there?
Do I get a second?
How many is that?
5.
Say it in the mic.
5.
There's no way.
There's 6.
There's 1.
Shut up.
I'm just saying.
Because it's touching.
Hey, yeah.
Okay, then Canada and America and Mexico are the same because they touch, and so South America.
Yeah, it's called North America and South America.
No, they touch.
It's North America and South America,
but they touch,
and then the Americas.
But they touch, so it's all the same thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Arctic, and then I made up a 5th one just because I know there's at least 5. Eurasian Ocean? I don't know. I made that up. I feel like one of those idiots that when they...
The Gulf of Mexico. That's the one you're missing.
No. When they'll go up to
Lake
people at the beach, and they were like, who was the first president?
Yeah. Abraham.
I can say, like, name the oceans.
Yeah.
And then it's funny, and I can't do it.
Then it's you.
Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Arctic... Yeah. Are you Googling it? You're looking something else up.
Yeah. I'm Googling it. Everything that's coming up is talking about
Billy Ocean.
Hillsong. Okay, so you said, let me hear him again. Let me stop. Let me hear him again.
Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, Arctic,
One more.
Antarctic, North.
You were close with the Antarctic, and it's where it's at.
Antarctica?
No, Southern Ocean.
Oh, the Southern. Okay.
Yeah.
That's new.
There you can have your phone back.
Thanks. Mom.
Didn't want you cheating.
Yeah.
So every so Falcons, this is just, I was telling you, this stuff is going to go by pretty quick.
All right.
A lot of this stuff. I still think.
Sorry. Before we get to, so we've already talked about the school shooting and gun control stuff. An AR-15 that a normal human has at their home, the two that this pal had, are not assault rifles or automatic rifles. That is not what AR stands for.
Yeah.
AR stands for Armalite rifle, which is just like saying a Ford truck.
Yeah.
They're not assault rifles. They're not automatic rifles.
Mm-hmm.
They shoot one bullet per trigger pull. And it's not even that big of a bullet.
They should shoot one per trigger.
Well, unless you have bump stocks and all that crap.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about just your general.
Generic.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was just. Yeah. For anybody wondering, stop calling AR-15s assault rifles. That's not what the AR stands for. Okay. The Falcons. This will go quick, right? You done ruined everything.
I did not check this mic.
Is it not on at all?
It was turned around your direction because I was sitting here looking at the levels this whole time, and I was like, why is it so loud when he's talking? You set it up, and I didn't check it. It's my fault. I didn't check it.
Hey.
Let me turn this down now that it's pointing right at my face.
Hey, adult. Hey, lead with my fault.
I mean, my fault for not checking your incompetence.
There we go.
Okay.
At least start with it's your fault.
Gosh, I hope this podcast sounds okay now.
If it don't, it don't.
So Falcons. You know how long a Falcon lives for?
I'd probably say like 70, 80 years.
12 to 15.
You talking about an Atlanta Falcon?
Yeah.
Like a football player for the Falcons?
No. A falcon, like the bird of falcon. Yeah.
I was being a jacket.
Well,
10 to 15, you said?
12 to 15. So that means every falcon. What?
I'm drinking my drink. I'm listening.
Okay. Every falcon was born in this millennium.
Every one of them, yeah.
That exists today. So they're all Millennium Falcons.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's why I was laughing, because I knew you were going to do something like that.
Well,
Did you see where Amber Heard cannot pay
of course she can't.
Yeah.
He knew that.
Yeah.
He knew that going into it.
She can't pay 10.4 of it. Of the 15.
So she's short for.
No, she's short 10.4.
Oh, I thought you were saying like she could pay.
She's
10
got
of it.
4.6. She could probably give him.
Yeah.
She ain't been but in like 2 movies. I don't know why.
Yeah, and one of them was essentially one that he
He did for her?
Aquaman. He got her the Aquaman part is what they were.
Did he really?
That's part of the whole case.
I bet Johnny Depp's a trip to have to deal with, especially they all bump coke. That was obvious. They did it in the courtroom on live
The girl
television.
did, yeah.
No, he did too. Did you see one of the snot coming out of his nose?
Yeah, I just saw that the other day. Yeah, that booger sugar.
That was somebody posted that and was like, I used to do a lot of coke. That's what happens when you do a lot of coke.
Yeah.
You can't keep it in your system.
So, you want me blow your mind real quick?
Just my
Get
mind.
your calculator
Just
out.
my mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get your calculator out real quick. Okay. Do you remember the show The Jetsons?
Yeah.
Okay. You got George Jetson, the dad. Jane Jetson,
Jane, his wife.
his wife.
Judy. Daughter, Judy.
And then
I don't know. The dog.
Elroy.
Elroy. And then the dog.
And then the dog. I don't remember the dog's name.
I was going to say Dino, but that's the Flintstones.
No, that's Pastors at Hillsong or at
You almost
Highlands.
had it. Yeah.
So this is some dark math, is what I'm gonna call it.
Dark math.
Dark Jetsons math.
All right.
Jane Jetson, homemaker, which seems a little outdated for being like 2063 or whatever. You figure she'd be like a CEO or something. Okay, Jane Jetson, 33 years old. Put 33 in there. Daughter, Judy Jetson, 16 years old. So let's minus.
17.
So
Okay.
she's 7.
Mom was 17.
She was 17, probably when at conception or
She
at
was
birth.
16.
16 at conception. So let's do George Jetson, 40 years old, minus 16.
Minus 16. He was 24. She was 16. Which, now...
We don't know what the laws are in the future.
What is the Jetsons? It's a futuristic show.
Yeah.
Where does it look like we're headed?
But this was made like 30 years ago.
By those... Hey, it's the same folks.
I'm just saying.
They're wishing. They're wishing.
They're wishing.
Yeah.
That's
they're
weird
wishing.
though, ain't it?
They're wishing.
Did somebody not do the math on that beforehand? They were like 33 and 40 sounds good.
Yeah.
And then their daughter's like 16, 17.
Yeah. It's a good point. That's weird.
Yeah. Also, I heard
Do you
this.
find this stuff on TikTok?
Yeah. Man. You got to get on TikTok.
No,
man.
I don't. I watch old TikToks on Instagram like an adult.
Yeah. I saw an interesting. This is not a joke. This is from a psychologist that says who you are today is who you would have felt safe around as a kid. The person that you've molded yourself into now is
Crap. Hold on. Sorry. The person
the person you are today, the person you are as an adult today,
right.
is the person you would have felt safe around as a kid.
I like it.
It's pretty.
Unless you're not happy with yourself.
Well, most people aren't, but
Yeah.
but you live the way that you would have hoped adults around you lived.
Try to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
in that time. It was a cool thought that like you've
I
now
would
you're
feel
that
I
person
would feel very protected at the ballpark.
with a Lee Decker.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
one of my buddies' dads was me.
I feel the same way.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's who you. That's how
Get
you.
that off of TikTok.
I
too?
did. Yeah, absolutely.
You and the talk, man.
Look, dude. Well, we wouldn't have nothing to talk about if
You're
I didn't
right.
watch TikToks.
You're right. You just be hearing me talk about conspiracy theories.
Yeah. So I got
Would you rather?
2 dad jokes for you.
I got some jokes.
Okay.
Good.
So should I do the would you rather first, and then we end with all the jokes?
Definitely.
Okay. So let me find that would you rather again. You messed me up.
I have one
I had
for
everything.
you. I have a would you rather.
Okay.
Would you rather not get sick again?
Mm-hmm.
Or I give you $10 million cash, untaxed, right now?
10 million.
You can keep it. If I don't get sick again,
Look,
bruh, that's important to me.
well, you're sick all the time.
Yeah.
So you're in a constant state of sickness.
Yeah.
I'm sick a decent amount, but like 2 times a year, really sick.
Yeah.
So give me 10 million and I'll deal with what I've been dealing with 2 times a year, real bad
Now that
sickness every
includes
so often.
cancer and heart disease
That's
and
fine.
stuff. All right.
You just didn't grow up as poor as I did.
No.
Don't understand.
I grew up sicker than you did,
Yeah. Maybe.
apparently.
Okay. Would you rather be paralyzed like Stephen Hawking and have to talk through a machine, like you got to do the whole
I hear you.
machine, or have to sell essential oils?
Essential oils.
You think so?
I can make that
I
work.
can make that work.
What else am I going to do? Because do I get his brain
It's
too? If I get his brain,
No, you don't get his brain.
okay, I just get his equipment.
Yeah.
Screw that.
And then you got to tell people like eucalyptics saved my life. Eucalyptus saved my life.
Hey,
If you
what am I supposed to just be me in a wheelchair?
If you're hungover, get a little cinnamon oil right here.
That's fine. Lavender goes a long way, boy. That beats a quadriplegic. Are you kidding me?
It's just-
I'd human traffic before. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. But
You're now on record as saying
whatever. Put me on that FBI list. That's fine. Gosh.
oh gosh. Okay. So 2 dad jokes for you.
All right. I think I have 2.
I'm going to start a business that teaches short people math, and I'm going to call it Making the Little Things Count.
Making the little things count.
Yeah.
I like it.
You got one?
Yeah. What did the T-Rex get arrested for?
Cocaine?
Small arms dealer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that cracked you up more than it should have.
Did. Yeah.
You know, a guy tried to sell me a coffin the other day. That's the last thing I need.
It's the last thing I need. It's the last thing you need.
It's the last thing I need.
Dang. Except maybe a shovel. But you don't need a
I
shovel.
don't need a shovel. Yeah, what do I need a shovel
True.
for?
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
I think I read that one on a lollipop sucker or something one time. Stick.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have one more.
Oh, okay.
That's not a joke, but it's something to. This is something for everybody to think of for the rest of the week. I want you to think about this.
This is our cliffhanger.
This is our closing. This is something for everybody to go home and think about. And if feelings were supposed to be talked about, they'd be called talkings. And that's what I'm gonna end with.
I'll end with this. Okay, so not end with that yet. Feelings. This has been a thing that I've said for years. Feelings lie.
Yeah.
Feelings are. It says if you don't believe the Bible, then
If they come from your heart, don't believe your heart.
well, yeah. So if you believe the Bible, then you can account to this. But if you don't, then it just suck it up
Be a
to
heathen.
good life advice. The Bible says don't trust your head. In Scripture, it says don't trust your heart. It says don't trust your feelings. Be led by the Spirit.
Yep.
Everything else is trying to lie to you. Mm-hmm. Your head, you get inside your head, it'll manipulate you. Mm-hmm. Get inside your heart, you get feelings for somebody, lose feelings for somebody.
It's a tale as old as time.
Happens all the time. You're led by the Spirit doesn't change. So,
I like it. That's not what you wanted to end with.
that's not what I wanted to end with. What I wanted to end with was had something weird in my mouth. It doesn't matter if you're tall, short, skinny, fat. At the end of the day, it's night.
And on that note, everyone, this was episode 108.
Yeah, we're going to try and be here every week again.
Yep.
Except for maybe 2 weeks from now when we have the beach trip.
Oh, yeah.
Or we can just film two next week.
Yeah, I don't want it to go with us to the beach.
No, it's not.
Good. On that note, episode 108. Thank you guys. Glad we're back. Glad we're doing okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us into your hearts and minds, your places of work, your homes.
And your butts.